Good morning, everyone. Good morning. It is Wednesday. Thank you guys for all being here. I hope you guys are having a wonderful day. This is Car Chronicles. I am Caramel Rail. Let's get into our show. All right, let's get into the show. Good morning. Good morning. I hope you all have had a chance to get your coffee and your tea, and you're getting where you need to be this morning. You're up feeling blessed and not stressed. Yes, it is Wednesday. It's the middle of the week, hump day, honey. It is hump day. Thank you all for joining. I hope you guys are all up and out. I hope you guys are up and not feeling sleepy and tired like me this morning. Hope you guys are up. And not feeling. Good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning, Laura Eden. Good morning, Gloria Williams. Good morning. Good morning to everyone coming in. Let's get into our show because we do have one. Let's get into the show. Good morning, good morning, good morning. All right, let's get into this bad news, child. Yeah, I think everybody already knows. Let's go ahead and share my screen. Child, y'all pray for me this morning because I'm in my feelings, y'all. Oh, Lord, I'm in my feelings. I am in my feelings. Yeah, so for those of you that your spaceship just landed, honey, Trump is our president again, child. Okay, I'm not happy about the shit. Last night I tried to stay up as late as I could to watch the coverage to see what the numbers were going to look like. I was praying Harris was kind of lagging behind. I said, oh Lord. But I do know they had to count all the votes, and Lord have mercy. Let's go ahead and get into this. I pulled this from CNN because y'all know when CNN reported, honey, it's legit. I looked at all these other publications, but I said, nope. If I want to get the real, true Hollywood story, we're going to go on over to CNN, and that's what I did.
75 to 80% of voters who said they were pro-choice voted for the Democratic gubernatorial candidates in 22. Last night, it was only about 2/3 of voters who said they were pro-choice voted for Harris, including Trump won more than a quarter of women who said they were pro-choice. And that says to me, there's a systematic movement here of discontent about the economy, lack of trust in Democrats to manage it, and a turn toward Trump to do exactly that.
I think that's right. And I think it's also important to level set that globally, this outcome is what we've seen for every head of state who has stood for re-election since the pandemic. I mean, there has been across the board an anti-incumbent sentiment that I think does transcend some of the margin.
Can you guys see? I'm sharing my screen. It doesn't look like you guys can see. Let me try to stop sharing and share again. This is weird. Not sure why it's doing that. Not sure why. Let me try to share again. StreamYard, I want to act stupid this morning. StreamYard, I'm not in the mood. All right. All right. So we're sharing again. Good morning, everyone coming in.
That Trump was able to expand on with different racial groups in this country. So that's not to.
Okay, so now y'all don't want to play it. Oh, we have so many technical difficulties. Guys, forgive me. Give me a second. Give me a second. Unable to load. It will say that. So let's give me a second. Give me a second. Not sure why it's not wanting to do that. Okay, so I'm gonna just pull up something else. CNN, y'all tripping this morning. I just want y'all to know that y'all are tripping. Okay, y'all tripping. All right, give me a second. Let me pull up my other publication. Lord. Okay, well, what is this one? Shit. What? I had my little thing pulled up for CNN, child, and now it don't want to work right, Lord. So we're going to still continue on. We're going to continue on, honey. Let's pull this one up. All right. So, of course, you guys know by now, like I said, that Trump is our president, child. Y'all president. He ain't my damn president. I don't know. I don't claim you, sir. All right. I still claim Obama. I'm still back there with Obama. I ain't. Hey, I'm still claiming Obama. So, damn it. It is what it damn is. All right. Oh. So, as you guys can see on my screen, Donald Trump wins the 2024 presidential election. I'm not happy, y'all. Yeah. So let's take a look. Let's take a look at what they have here. Yeah. Not happy. Not happy. I hope everybody voted. Like I said yesterday, I don't want to hear nothing if you did not vote. You don't have no voice. Okay? If you ain't vote, you ain't got no voice. We got a lot of people that didn't vote. It was, yeah, I was looking at the numbers last night. I said, oh, Lord, we need some more votes. Lord, do I got to go down there and vote again, Lord? I'm trying to be optimistic here. But Lord, listen, these are the numbers that they were last night. That's the results that they came up with. I don't believe it, but hey, because I know Kamala had a lot of supporters and people who were rocking with her. Georgia, I'm surprised at y'all. Honey. I expected that out of South Carolina, maybe, but Georgia, y'all, Alabama. Look at Lord have mercy. Lord have mercy. Look at these damn numbers, y'all. Look at all these red states down here. I'm shocked. I am shocked. Damn. That's all I can say. Now, I've seen a lot of stuff online where a lot of celebrities are saying that they're leaving the country if Trump wins. So we're going to see if that happens. They say they don't want to sit up under him, honey, as president another term, because we already saw how that shit happened last time, okay? So they back to the mega bullshit, I guess. I don't know. So they're saying that Donald Trump, honey, has reportedly won the presidential election. So you guys can put in the chat what your thoughts are. Please don't put any threatening comments, but you guys are welcome to. This is an open, chat where you guys can express your feelings and your thoughts in terms of how you feel about this. I'm not happy. I'm not, y'all. I ain't gonna hold you. I set my alarm last night before I went to bed. I got up this morning. The first thing I did was look at my phone to see if there were any results. And Lord have mercy, my heart dropped. I was like, Lord Jesus. But yeah, so this clown won again, y'all. He won again. That's all I'm saying. I'm gonna get off this because I want shit to piss me off. Comedian DC YoungFly talked about how he did not get a chance to vote due to a little stumbling block. Let's look at that. That was kind of disappointing. Y'all know they were going to try to do everything to trip people up, but let's get into it. And I feel like this situation, sir, and I know you're busy and on the road, but you know the presidential election is coming up. These are things that you got to make sure are in place so that you can be in a position to be able to vote. All right, let's get into what he had to say.
All right, well, let me tell you my experience on trying to vote. I've been trying to vote since 8 o'clock this morning. The registration and election board denied my right to vote because I got a P.O. box on my license, and I voted up under that address for the last 2 terms. You feel me? So that's where we at with it. I got denied. I really left. They were pissing me off. Then I went back up there because I wanted them to tell me in my face that I couldn't vote. And them folks said, nah, you couldn't vote. So I didn't get a chance to vote, but I was up there from 8 to 5. I tried. So that's where I was at. Just be mindful of the tricks, people. Just be mindful of the tricks. All right. All right, well, let me tell you my experience.
Now, he said for the last 2 terms, he had a chance to vote with his P.O. box on his license. And now this term comes and they're saying, no, you can't vote. So y'all think they try to trick his ass? Or they set him up to, well, I ain't going to say set up, but y'all think they kind of changed some shit up to kind of make it a little bit tighter? So that certain people could not get to vote. I mean, hell, Diddy voted. I saw that they said that Diddy voted in jail. I saw a thing yesterday said that Diddy had a chance to vote in jail. That's what I saw. I don't know. Okay. I'm sorry you didn't get to vote, sir. Okay, that vote probably could have helped us get on closer to the win, child. That could have helped us get on closer to the win. Now, somebody else who I'm gonna call out this morning, Waka Flocka. Let's talk about your ass this morning, because you've been real loud about your support for Trump, and then we find out your ass ain't never voted. That's a problem I have, and I talked about it yesterday. If you don't vote, don't say shit. Okay, you shouldn't be saying a damn thing, but then you clapping back at people who are clapping at you and saying, "Hey, you riding for Trump, and then you free to ride for who you want to." But what you don't get to do is get up and be speaking louder than other people who do vote when your ass ain't never voted. This nigga said he never voted, but you up co-signing Trump and his bullshit. His mama too, Dale Anthony, is a huge Trump supporter. All right. So people, it says that Waka Flocka explains not voting after supporting Dr. Trump. He said that my voice is bigger than my vote. The fuck is not. Voting, okay? You can speak all day long, but if you don't go down there and tap that screen and vote, then you're not doing shit but talking. Anybody can go out there and talk, but get up and get your ass down there to the polls like everybody else. Now, it says that Waka Flocka is doubling down on his decision to not vote in the presidential election after facing criticism. It says that the rapper, who has been vocal about his support for Donald Trump, was also called out on Monday, November the 4th, after a social media user pointed out that he is a registered voter but has not voted in the past elections. That's plural. Now, including 2016 and 2020, he never voted. It says that he addressed the backlash that followed, okay, on Twitter, and Tuesday said on November the 5th, and wrote, he says, to keep worrying about me not voting. He says that y'all mad because I know we second-class citizens and I don't give a F. He says, but I pay attention to who is what? My voice is bigger than my vote, and ain't no punking me, fake bullies. Okay, so now he's clapping back at people like, look, why you screaming so loud and clapping so loud for Trump and standing up there taking pictures and shit with him, but you ain't even voting. So it's giving that this fake support, and you just want to be heard because of who you think you are. Like, sit your ass down, sir. See, and he's made it very much so clear that that's who he rocks with him. He rocks with him, and that's who he. Look at that, Trump for president. Let's go. How you gonna get in there if you don't vote? You ain't vote for him. It's the ignorance of it all, and this is where they showed where people pulled him up. Because y'all know they have this new app thing out now where you can pull people up and see if they voted. His ass ain't voted. And look at that, bam, all the way down. No voted. Haven't voted. But you loud and wrong. Just shut up, sir. People like that get on my nerves. You get on my nerves. You ain't vote. Shut your ass up. Okay? I don't want to hear from you at all. Especially when you voting for that damn clown. Weird. All right, so Destiny is coming for. Let me see. What's next? Okay, let me skip that, and then we're gonna spin the block because I want to stay in order. I'm gonna stay in order. Let me get to that. All right, let's see. Okay, yeah. All right, so let's get to this next topic. The Central Park Five have officially served Donald Trump. You guys know they were suing him for defamation of character. They have officially served them, and one of the Central Park Five, Santana Raymond, has announced that. Okay, so that's a good thing. They're not backing down. Trump got up there at one of his speeches, and he defamed them. He defamed them, and they heard that shit, and they went after him. So they filed a lawsuit against him, and they said he has officially been served. All right, as you guys see on my screen, according to Santana Raymond, who is a part of the Central Park Five, says that breaking news that Donald Trump has been served. Said that Trump was served a summons of Mar-a-Lago, and this lawsuit brought by the Central Park Five for defamation. All right, says that the bill says that Trump will need to work overtime in prison to pay off all his suits. Says that couldn't happen to a nicer sucker and loser. Wow. So they have officially served Donald Trump, honey, for that good old defamation of courage. So you got to pay 5 people for running your damn mouth, sir. All right, going to get that money up off you. All right, so that's the news on that. That's the news on that. All right, so Destiny is coming for Sunni. Let's get into that bit of news and shenanigans. All right. So as you guys know, Sunni went live and spilled a lot of stuff on Destiny and pulled some receipts when she went live the other day for that very long. It was a very long live. I actually went to sleep, child, and I had to catch the replay on that. And baby, Sunni was spilling and dropping tea. She was dropping receipts, all that. Moses called on that particular live like twice. So Destiny is saying here that here are the jailhouse calls. Says that she said that God gave her a husband, but it's not a year and he's already in jail. Says, who put him there? Satan. All right. So this is what she is saying. Let's get into this.
And that's my issue with him, for him being a producer.
Sorry, guys.
And
sorry, this is my husband. Hey, baby.
Okay.
What's going on, baby?
It says that there was a fabricated joke made about two men on the show. It says, are y'all putting money on Moses's books? Says that there are 2 calls from jail. Stop effing with Destiny.
How you doing?
I'm good. You live right now. I miss you too, sweetie. Peoples, what are you doing? Baby, they can hear you. My baby, they still want to talk to us. Okay, baby, I love you.
And that's my
So Destiny's feeling away, child, because Moses done called Sunni from jail, and she's saying, hey, I do know, and I'm gonna play for you guys here in a second, where Destiny was like, look, when I was seeing him, that I would not allow him to put himself in a situation to where he would be locked up. She was pretty much saying she protected him, but Sunni did not protect him, that he's in jail. So I don't think that that's such a flex, though, Destiny. Like, sis, you were not ever with him. You were a side chick who knew his damn business. That's all. And he never filmed with you. And Destiny's trying to say that the reason why he didn't go to jail when he was fooling with her was because she protected him. All right. But she is coming for Sunni. Sunni, I know you watch my channel, so if you see this, you address it how you want to accordingly. So Destiny is saying, hey, God gave you a husband, but it's already a year and he's already in jail. So who put him there? She didn't put him there. He made a decision on his own to do what he did to get there. All right, so let's get on into it, child. Let's get on into it. All right, let's get on into it. I said, ooh, child, they are doing the abso-freaking-lutely most. All right, let's get into this one topic. Then I want to shoot on over to, I know I'm kind of jumping around a bit. Y'all forgive me. All right, I'm trying to give y'all all this tea, child. I'm trying to give y'all all this tea this morning. All right, let's get into this topic here that I pulled. This is super duper crazy. Now, daughter is testifying against her mother, saying that she chopped up the grandmother child and fried chicken to cover up the smell. These folks is crazy out here. All right, let's get into this news publication, Lord.
The daughter of a woman accused in a gruesome murder in Prince George's County takes the stand.
Candace Craig is charged with killing and dismembering her own mother. Her daughter testified today, recounting what her mother allegedly told her to do to help dispose of her grandmother's body. Fox 5's Lily Zane joins us live from Upper Marlboro. She is tracking the testimony, the dramatic testimony that went down today. Lily?
Angie, Kenneth, good evening to you. We just wrapped up court about an hour ago. And like you mentioned, this testimony, it was graphic. We are hearing from Craig's daughter, Salia. Now, keep in mind, she has already accepted a plea deal to accessory after the fact. And she says that part of her deal was to tell the truth at this trial. And we should warn you, some of the details she did share with the jury today, they are pretty disturbing details. So for background, again, we're talking about Salia Hardy. That is the then 19-year-old daughter. She
The daughter of a woman accused
testified that she heard her grandmother scream inside of their Hill Road home in May of 2023. She says that she was instructed by her mother, Candace Craig, to not go inside of her grandmother's room. She eventually did, to find Margaret Craig's body in a bin and a trash bag over her head. She also told the jury that there was blood on the carpet, but her mother would not tell her exactly what happened. Hardy testified in the past hour today that it was her mother's idea to burn the body outside of the home a few days later. She said it did not go as planned, but neighbors started noticing that big fire. So she says her mother ordered a chainsaw and then began cutting the body up the next day. Now, the state did not finish questioning this witness, so they are expected to resume tomorrow morning. At that point, we will expect to hear from the defense attorneys for Candace Craig. Guys.
Such grisly testimony there today. The medical examiner also testifying today as well. What did they say about the fight? What did they say about the case?
So the medical examiner really called this a, quote, unique case simply because the victim in this case, her body was not intact by the time it arrived to the medical examiner's office. In fact, the medical examiner testified that the body was in 9 bags, to be specific. And she said that there was 67 fragments of remains that were examined. Bottom line, as you know, with these medical examiners and these autopsies, you typically find out whether it was blunt force trauma, a shooting, a stabbing, something that led to this death. She says that she did not determine any of that. There was no evidence of natural disease that caused his death. So ultimately, it was ruled a homicide by undetermined causes. Angie?
Lily Zhang with the update this evening. What did they say about?
That's them, y'all. That's the mother, daughter, grandmother. That's so sad. So sad. I don't know what the hell she was thinking. You got to be psycho to do some shit like that. You got to be psycho. And then to try to get your daughter involved in that. Psycho. Now, both they asses sitting in jail because, daughter, you knew about it. You old enough to know that if something you asked to do something like that, you get the hell out of there and you go contact the police and let them know, hey, I know this is my mama, but she's doing some crazy shit and trying to, do this, and let them handle it. At least you spoke up and said something, but by you not saying anything, that makes you, a part of the crime and accessory to this actual unaliving and everything else, dismemberment and all this that happened to your own freaking grandmother. So that is very egregious. Okay, let's get them off my screen, honey, because y'all asses are crazy. All right. So Carlos King shows, honey, continue to go down. As you guys know, Bell Collective is back and the numbers are low. All right, Carlos, whose fault is that? Whose fault is that, sir? Because you like to blame the millimeters for every damn thing. All right. So he was on his IG live over there coming for the damn millimeters, but them damn Bell Collective ratings done came in and he kind of quiet now. It's amazing how people get quiet when they need to be speaking, but you're speaking on shit you should not. All right. So, of course, November 1st, Bell Collective came back and their ratings came in at the tender ratings of 86,000 views. Okay. That's very low. Y'all ain't even get 100,000 views. Bell Collective is one of your best shows. All right. Love and Marriage Detroit's ratings sucked, stayed in the low ratings. Love and Marriage Huntsville ratings are low. Now Bell Collective's ratings are low. What is going on, Carlos? People are not supporting your shows, it looks like, anymore. You guys see right here. See where the P2 plus, that's where the ratings. Okay. See where it say audience? 0.3. 86,000 is all Bell Collective was able to bring in for November the 1st when it came on. Bell Collective, like I said, is one of your better shows. A lot of people, if they don't watch Love Marriage Huntsville, they actually watch Bell Collective. I watch Bell Collective. I like the show. But not so much this season so far. Now, granted, that is only one episode in, but those ratings are very much so lackluster. Carlos King, you need to step it up, sir, or step your ass on up off the own network, okay? And take your Kingdom Reigns bullshit with you because the people are tired of your shit and you are speaking on the millimeters and trying to blame them for every damn thing. Like you said, they're attacking people. You sitting up there in your video yesterday like you was being attacked. And you really just co-signing what other people are saying. So you are riding off of hearsay in order to help diminish and or take down Melody's fan base because you too are jealous that she's probably got more fans, which I know she does. And it bothers you that you're her whole producer, you're her boss, and she's outshining you. Okay? So you might want to check up on these damn ratings before go ahead and drop you, Kingdom Reigns Entertainment, and everything else that's attached to your ass because you're making them look bad. All right? Because OWN does back Bell Collective on their network. All right. So, So Oprah Winfrey, I know you ain't happy about this, even though I know you're not in charge like that anymore. But 86,000 is only what Bell Collective was able to rake in for their audience. Okay. So all of his shows have very low ratings. We'll see. I'm not sure how they even got another season for Love and Marriage Huntsville. That was already leaked. That they will have another season. I'm not sure how they did that with the ratings that they produced this particular season, but hey, go off. Go off. That is very low. That is very low. I'm surprised they even reported that shit, but yeah, that's what it is. That's what it is. Okay. All right, so let's move on. Let's move on, child. So we were just talking about Destiny and Sunny. Let's get into this clip. I played it for you guys before, but I need to play it so that we can refresh your memory in terms of what we're getting ready to discuss now. Okay, so this is the clip where Destiny stands up to actually get ready to fight. She said she won't get ready to fight. She was getting ready to leave the room. No, you stood up to fight because Melody would not agree that you were trying to accuse her of Martell being able to respectfully cheat with Ariane. So whenever somebody don't agree with Destiny and her lies, she want to stand up and be aggressive the same way you did with Stormy, the same way you do with everybody else. You want to fight and run up on people. You ran up on Miss Brown and Miss Van and called her a pimp. Like you do the most, and then you hurry up and apologize like that's supposed to make it right. But you set up and said on your other show over there that you did not stand up to fight, that you were standing up to leave. But then you turned around and tried to be Billy Badass and say that you turned around and said that they lucky I couldn't get my hands on them or something to that effect. I'm gonna play it for you guys here in a minute. Destiny's acting like a Billy Badass, but then at the same breath, you're saying that you are an advocate for DV. So how does that work when you are the aggressor? I keep saying it. People who are aggressive and their first instinct is to fight all the time probably should not be out here advocating for DV, because there's people who out here to really go through DV situations, and you may not be the spokesperson for that when you are the DVer. I'm just saying, you hang with a DVer. Your best friend, your nigga over there, that's what I'm gonna call him, is a DVer to the third degree and a harasser by way of communications, and that is who you hang with. So spare me, child. Let's go ahead and get into this clip. All right, this is from the girls' trip. This is from the dinner. Y'all remember? Let's go ahead and play it. But for those of you that forgot, I will refresh your memory. Here we go.
You didn't say that. You need to sit down. I can stand up if I want to. That's what I need to do. So I'm not gonna sit up here and let you lie. Ask me, sit down, girl. Are you kidding me? I just really can't sit in a room with someone that will lie to my face. For you to not acknowledge or be truthful because you know it doesn't look good for you. It just triggered me, and I know I needed to get out of it.
Why you care about how she look? Why do you care about what her business is and you don't tell yours? I keep saying that about Destiny. Destiny, I am so tired of your ass where you feel like you got to spray everybody else's business and sit on yours. What business is it of yours what happened in Mel and Martell's damn marriage and who was cheating, who was not? Worry about why your legs was open the entire time in your fucking marriage. That's the problem I got with you. That's the problem I have with you, Destiny. Worry about why your legs stayed open and why multiple paternity tests had to be done in your fucking marriage while you was a wife. Whatever happened between Mel and Martell and him stepping out ain't got shit to do with you. I get it, that's your boy, that's your homie, but that ain't got shit to do with you. She took vows with Martell, not you. And I get it, you think you her nigga, but you ain't. Why you run around tapping people on the ass with your mannish ass? That ain't none of your fucking business what happened in their relationship and or marriage and infidelity. Let's talk about yours, Miss. I can't talk about it, but you can talk about everybody else's shit. I can't stand people like that. Let's continue.
Mel was able to say how you hurt her. Then both of y'all were hurt. I want to know why you was hurt. Because she dragged my name. She just walked away and let her friend.
You literally just sat there and dragged her damn name by saying that she allowed her husband, who she was married to for 12 years and had 4 kids with, to respectfully cheat. That woman didn't respectfully cheat. Why would she file for divorce if she was allowing him to respectfully cheat? If she was cool with that shit, she would be still with that nigga now.
Say that. Let us hear that. Destiny was literally passionate in that moment. And I think a lot of times
there's a difference between passionate and batshit crazy. Stormy, shut your beak up. Because you have your moments as well. You was on the show trying to fight too. You on your way out of here too. Goodbye, girl. Since when you become a therapist and or counselor?
confuse passion for aggression. And it's okay. Like, we human beings, we have a right as humans to feel how we feel, but then bring it back down if we want to. And that's exactly what Destiny did.
No.
How did she hurt you? That's all we need to talk about.
Anybody stand up at me tonight ain't gonna be the
I
night
was
for that
standing
energy.
to leave. I wasn't standing up at you. So
But
that's why
you was leaning towards me.
I didn't come to you, and that's why I was telling you to stop doing that, because I wasn't leaning towards you to come at you.
Put a 1 in the chat if you think Destiny stood up to try to fight Melody. Put a 2 in the chat if you think she was standing up to just leave. Let's get this shit off the table right now. Put a 1 in the chat if you think Destiny stood up to try to fight Melody. in an aggressive tone and put a 2 in the chat if you think she was only standing up to leave. I don't see number ones. We on the same page. If you having a heated conversation with somebody, because if you were standing up to leave, you'd have stood up and walked right on out the door. The fact that you stood up and was leaning towards her and was still arguing, it was giving threatening manner to where you were ready to come across that table on her.
I stood up because I wanted to get out of here.
Destiny getting up, standing up, typical Destiny behavior. You know, let me cut up and then apologize after, or make it something that it wasn't. Make it seem like it wasn't that. You went there because you want to have a moment. And just like I said at the Madani Riri grand opening, I said, we're not doing moments.
Next time you walk in somebody's establishment, you can
I spoke to you already.
did.
Yes, I did.
Open your mouth.
I'm not going to. That's when people be wanting a moment.
Now, see, you lied right there, Destiny, because when production rolled tape back, it showed where Melody clearly spoke to you, but you were so mad and in your feelings, you chose not to hear it. Everybody else heard it except you, and she literally walked past you and spoke. But you sat there, lied, and said she did not, and you used that again for another moment to holler out the door and said she did not speak. You didn't even speak to me. She spoke to you, but you didn't speak because you were in your feelings and mad because she was there when you already knew she was going to be there because production already let you know that she was going to be there. That was a scene that all of you were filming. So why act like you did not know Melody was going to be there? Why act like you knew that was a surprise that Melody was there when you already knew that you were going to be filming a scene with Melody? Y'all see how crazy ass Destiny is? Your ass is crazy. You knew she was going to be there. They already know prior that they're filming a scene and who they're filming with. So why are you surprised that she's there when you know she's going to be there? Because that's how the scene is set up.
Moment. Ain't nobody got time for moments.
You at my store. You at my store. Bye, Felicia.
To be honest with y'all, I've been wanting to leave this conversation alone and go back to this beautiful mansion.
No, because another thing that you did, I have to address is you keep trying to insinuate that.
Yeah, you don't get to address nothing else with me when you stand up on me. Because ain't no more words after that. You stood up, so what comes after that? We already know what comes after that. We ain't about to sit down and have no calm conversation after you done stood up on me and on that aggressive nature like you want to throw hands. Okay? Ain't no talking after that. There's no talking after you on that level right there. We don't come down from 10 back to 3 when you on that. Like, that's on period. You don't get to ask me shit else after that. You don't get to speak to me. Now, notice after this scene is when she comes up to Melody with the whole I love you and I'm sorry that I had to do that. Like, girl, you're not sorry for that because every chance you get, you own that.
Me and Martell had something going on, and I don't appreciate that at all either. Yep, we can't talk about the real stuff.
Because I'm kind of still hungry, so I need to get to the house.
That's not fair. When we was talking, everybody was like about respectful communication. At this point, I'm over it. I'm over this dinner. I'm just ready to go home and get in this bed.
Now all of a sudden you want to talk after you just stood up to fight. Oh, we can't talk about the real stuff. She was trying to talk to you about the real stuff, but you stood up and turned it into an aggressive moment.
In the stuffy room and go to sleep.
Stop playing. All right, let's get into the real stuff. Because I was watching this and I'm going to show it. And I don't give a hot damn. All right. I was over there being nosy as I always do because I'm a blogger. Okay. That's what bloggers do. We got to be nosy in order to get the tea for our people. Let's get into this because she had another Mental Monday situation over there. And she was spilling some and telling shit she probably shouldn't have been telling. All right. I don't know what kind of therapist this is, this Dion girl, where she is reviewing Love and Marriage Huntsville and trying to wrap it into therapy for Destiny. This is some crazy bullshit. But we get ready to look at it. All right. We get ready to look at it. Yes, we are. What kind of therapist are you to review a show on OWN and tie it into therapy for Destiny? That's why she ain't getting nowhere. That's why she ain't getting no better with her damn attitude and the mess that she continues to go through in her behavior. Because you condone it and sit back and laugh. And it's like you poking the bear and then you try to jump back and say, oh, I'm therapist now. So you are an initiator of the bullshit, but then you jump back and get back into therapy mode. How does that work for you, Dion? Let me talk to you this morning. Because you out of order too, dear. First of all, you Destiny's friend. So that's already, you already out of line right there. And I ain't saying that, as a friend, you can't, but you too close for comfort. If you're trying to help Destiny, it needs to be a neutral person who don't know her, who don't have feelings like that for her, where they can hold her accountable for her bullshit. See, you her friend. Certain things you're not going to tell her. You're not going to tell her she's wrong because you ain't going to be able to be her therapist no more. It has to be someone who don't have emotional ties to her. That's why I got a problem with this. So you sitting over here reviewing the show. So what do you think about this scene right here? Now, what I want to say about this particular situation, Destiny, is when you're dealing with it, she on that shit. I ain't never seen no shit like this before, and I go to therapy. My therapist don't never talk about no fucking shows when we talk. My therapist don't be able to talk about some. So Victor Newman said on Young and the Restless, Caramel, that that Nikki was doing the absolute most right here. And I just want to say, we don't be on that bullshit. Yeah, we don't. But let's get into this. All right, so in this particular clip, I'm getting ready to play for you guys is where Destiny is bragging about this same scene that I just showed you guys, where she stood up on Melody and almost got into a fight. She says that that if she wanted to get to Melody, that nobody could hold her back if she wanted to. So meaning that she did plan to get to her. Let's get into what she said. All right, because I'm gonna let her tell you, honey. Because you said at the scene you won't try to fight her, that you stood up to leave. But then right here, you back on your Billy Badass bullshit. And you're saying that if you wanted to get to her, that you would have. All right. So she kind of low-key bragging about what she was going to do. Let's hear it.
Scene in there where you all are talking. Do you have anything you want to add to that? Okay. So now,
on the grounds of the man, I may incriminate myself.
Okay, yeah,
I have nothing to say.
Okay, yeah. So we're gonna stay smooth away from that. So here we go.
There we go.
And then we go to, I think then it cuts to Mel, and Mel says, she's describing you. She says, "Let me cut up now and then apologize later." Now,
look at this.
Oh, before you go there, did y'all discuss the response? And I know you said, I think I heard you say that it's kind of normal for people to respond that way when you stand up. What they didn't show, when they talk about apologizing, I think I might have apologized. I said, I'm sorry to y'all that was your experience of me. You thought that I was coming. I was getting up to, I guess fight or whatever. When I was really trying to fight or flight. And I said, very, very matter of factly, if I wanted to get to her, then one of y'all would be able to stop me. And that's what I was pointing and saying, and they cut that part out and then acted like she just ended the conversation. And I also love this, that Stormy said, I mean, what is she, Catwoman? I literally was at the end of the table.
Yeah.
Like all the way at the end of the table.
Yeah. Well, I remember those words a little different when we talked about it. Like, if I wanted to get to her, it wouldn't be if none of y'all can do about it.
Oh, yeah, it's probably what
Why is that funny as a therapist?
So it's a little different, right? But, and by the way, I know when I visit some of your channels, you're like, let me clean up the profanity because Coach Dion is here. You do not have to do that. I am not.
Let's move on because it's another scene. We ain't gonna watch the whole thing. I picked out what I wanted you guys to hear in this because I can't hardly take her in her damn lies. All right. So let's fast forward to the conversation that she said she had with Sunni. All right. They reviewing this entire show and this supposed to be therapy. This is some bullshit. Okay. This is some bullshit. Now, you said you already had a conversation with Destiny about this situation, but then you sit your ass on here and y'all gonna do a recap and turn it into therapy on this damn video. This is some fake ass shit right here, if you ask me. All right.
Done with Sunni.
She on mute.
Oh, I can't hear you.
I don't know if it was a particular goal in mind. Emotions were high. Everybody was, the conversation that we had before I stood up was a lot. And then it went to outside, people trying to calm, me down, Tisha. And it's funny because they cut out a lot where I even said I think I want to be clear, but I think I said to, what's her name? Shamita, I was like, I don't think she like you calling her out because I could see it on Tisha's face. And that was my first night there. So I didn't even hear it. You know, the first night I just thought it was excessive at the table. And they only showed her calling her that once. And it was way more times than that. And went outside and I just heard, I'm not the one or the two. And I'm like, oh, wait a minute, hold up. What's going on? And I saw, it's funny guys, people don't know Tisha, but Kimmy and I do, especially Kimmy. Kimmy didn't move Tisha out the way. Kimmy moved the other lady out the way, like, hey, you probably don't know her like that. Which I thought was interesting. But in the midst of all that going on, emotions are high. I see Sunni standing there, and I'm just like, my mind. I actually, how I started the conversation was, you know, I actually want y'all to be happy.
You can't stand neither one of them.
Cut that out. And they may not have caught it because I was trying to be discreet. You forget the cameras are there. I was like, let me just put her to the side. Like, I really did. I think y'all was not my exact words. So I want y'all to be happy, but did I think it was gonna be the two of y'all together? No. But at the end of the day, it is what it is. I just don't understand why you're downplaying our relationship, and why you coming for me? Like, why you slandering my name? Like, what is this? What is this? And I don't know, like, I just feel like in the moment, I'm sorry, somebody was a little distracting in here. I'm sorry. In y'all minds, I'm gonna just do y'all job. If you don't like who I'm speaking with, then you can remove yourself from the chat, please. I'll put you in a timeout and you can figure that out. But as I was saying, and not trying to be rude, but you can find another channel. You can watch something individually. But yeah, I got her already. It's too late. But yeah, that was my intent. Like, and then when I was talking to her, and then the cameras came, and then the Tubi acting began, and I was like, yeah, I'm done. I don't believe nothing you saying. Like, I'm done. I tried to have a woman to woman conversation. My emotions were all over the place. And I said what I needed to say, and I received what I needed to receive, which was nothing. And I moved on.
Yeah. So, so you knew when to tap out of that conversation. That's what I saw. It looked like you knew it wasn't going to progress. You wanted the experience that you.
All right, so let's see. So let's go for it. We're gonna look here where she's talking about if Moses was gonna film with her. All right, let me get it at that mark. I made my little notes, child. She's talking about if Moses was gonna ever film with her. We'll start it there. Hold on.
The film.
Okay, yeah. Let's go back. We'll start it there.
He actually did want to film, and
so that person now becomes the focal point.
We ain't worried about this notice here because you on YouTube, baby. We're gonna share your shit. All right.
That's problematic. If I make my husband's ex my measuring stick, I'm better you at this, I'm better than you at that, I'm better here, I'm better at that, then that means I gotta sit and make her my focal point. So that's the awkward situation that I see her being in. If I had to give Sunni some empathy, I would say, oh, you're in a pretty,
they think they slick putting up this little banner. Okay, don't nobody care about that shit. We're gonna share it. If there's a problem with it, we'll handle the legal shit. Okay, all right, ain't worried about it.
In a pretty tough position. Now we can give people empathy and deny access, right? Two things can be true at the same time.
This is thank you, Dovey.
Good morning, everyone.
Statement up there. It kind of applies to what you were asking me, but he actually did want to film and was
Moses
willing to risk it, and I'm like, no, it's not worth it. So LA was one of those times, and they're like, you're here with pillows, and I got dragged over the coals, but it was like, Okay, I'll take it. I'll take it, but I'm not about to let you make a foolish decision.
Yeah. So I think when we do get to the part where we can talk a little bit about processes, then we'll definitely, I think y'all, this stuff is going to start to make more sense when we start talking about we just can't get ahead, but it will make more sense. I promise you it'll make more sense depending on what they show. The other thing that Sunni says is she says that you don't resolve any of your issues with other people. So my question is, and it made it sound like this large group of people that you have issues with. Who do you have an issue with other than Sunni and Mel? Who do you have an issue with? What other unresolved issues do you have with other castmates?
I don't.
Yeah. So that's another gaslighting technique where people try to make you, it's a deflection. So instead of just taking ownership of their behavior, the goal isn't to resolve the issue, it's to try to make you think that you are the problem, because there's not any intent for them to take any responsibility. So I want you to be able to recognize gaslighting. That's another gaslighting technique and a deflection. And then we get to the part you and Mel are walking up the stairs and you see her and you say, "I'm sorry and I love you." Say a little bit about that moment.
Well, first I said, from what I recall,
Oh, you recall?
I said, "I'm sorry, I had to do that." And then I don't know if the cameraman just was like, rushing over there to get it. Because I remember seeing him over her shoulder. And that's when I said, "I'm sorry." Because honestly and truthfully, I don't get joy out of like coming for people. Like I can, I have the ability to do it, but I don't get joy out of it. So regardless of, people think that moment was me trying to be her friend. It was really a genuine moment from a person that has a heart. Like I don't enjoy that. But I don't enjoy people lying on me or, insinuating things and letting it just fester. So I had my moment and I said what I said. And that's why I made the statement is I still stand by what I said, but I didn't feel good about it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And when we, just so you all know, like when you have those kind of moments and when we're talking, there is no rejoicing about it. Like, yeah, and then I said this and I said that. It's like, dang, this sucks. I'm gonna be honest with you. If there wasn't such an investment in trying to make you look like a liar, these people's secrets would go to the grave with. They would just go to the grave with you.
I've been sitting back getting I said two. Was it? This will be the third reunion before I wasn't there. So that's 3 reunions. I said, and they never played. I said, you've allowed these people to drag me for over a year for a lie. I wish they would replay that. So that's 3 years. And you finally getting me to like say something. 3 years. 3 years.
But you lied on everybody.
So,
and people, y'all have to just come with me on the journey of healing. And I'm not trying to tell y'all what to do, but telling me to apologize to her and stop apologizing. Like that was my journey. That was for me and my healing. And what she did with it shows who she is. If y'all saying she went back and mocked it or whatever, that shows who he is. That ain't got nothing to do with me.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And I still say, if you do something and it goes against your value system, then own it. Because you don't want your heart to, that's how you prevent your heart from getting to this hard place. You still got to keep your side of the street clean, regardless of what the other person does with that. And I think sometimes we see it as weakness. I think sometimes we see owning our part in.
All right, so let's skip ahead where Destiny's talking about sleeping with Martell. Yeah, we don't want to hear all that shit. You ain't about to therapize me, okay? Therapy eyes. Yeah, we don't want to hear that shit. I don't want to hear you trying to give me no damn therapy. I don't need it. Not today. I go to therapy later this week. Let's see. We'll stop it there. All right, Destiny's gonna discuss talking about sleeping.
The scene where you, girl, did you watch the show? The scene where you are.
I was in it.
The scene where you are talking to Mel, you all are looking out over some.
Oh, okay, the cliff. Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
and go ahead.
I don't know if that was a production moment. Look, let me not throw production under the bus. Like, hey, did you finish your conversation? Oh, you didn't get it? Yeah, it was. Did you get a chance to finish your conversation? No, because as I was speaking about Martell, she got up to walk away, right? So that was a continuation. That's why that conversation happened. Because again, it's like we're in the thick, and y'all saw me turn, and y'all didn't see who I was talking to, but I was literally breaking the 17th wall because they didn't broke every last wall with bringing producers on. And I looked at the producer, I said, so we don't get to have real conversations? People just get to get up and leave? Like, we don't get to have. You saw me in the scene saying that. So when we are had the opportunity to speak again, it's like, let's talk about this. Since, you keep standing on this whole comment about me and Martell, and you don't know what happened. And it's like, why would you say that? Because I wouldn't say that unless I believed it, or unless I knew it to be true, or I thought like that. Like, that's how I would move. So I didn't understand where it was coming. Well, I did understand where it was coming from. Let me not say that, because I definitely knew where it was coming from. And I wanted to add clarity, like, stop playing.
And then you also brought up the issue about you being labeled a liar.
Correct. And that was completely cut. It wasn't completely cut. I said I didn't deserve to be labeled a liar. It's affected me in so many ways, in so many areas of my life, because you were someone that was a friend, and this friend is now saying these things about me. So I spoke about how it's affected me in the legal system, how it's affected me in business deals, how it's affected me in various situations. And I also went back to the moment that it started. And it was an interview. Well, it was multiple things that she had said, but it was an interview that was very specific to an incident where Mel had stopped what she was doing to come to my house to check on me and make sure I was good, because what had happened to me was very, very heavy. And her mother had stayed I guess they were out running errands. So her mother stayed in the car. She said in the interview, I stayed in the car because of what was going on. I didn't feel comfortable coming in because it was that heavy. And so I said in another interview, like, she came over, it was maybe 15 minutes. And then in the interview, it was said, well, I knew she was a liar because she said it was 15 minutes. It was 40, because I sat in the car and I waited, and I was thinking, you could have took me home if it's going to be this long. And I said to Mel in that scene, man, I don't know how long it was. Like, I hadn't even got out of bed in days. I hadn't showered, and I'm OCD. I hadn't, the thought process of what time it was, it felt like that to me. And so I actually said, that it was a lot going on. And I said something about, that was a traumatic situation. And she literally said, your trauma, we always got to deal with your trauma. And they cut it where I said, I got to live. I said something about, I can acknowledge your pain, but you can't acknowledge mine. That was all cut out.
Well, actually, I think they did show that, where you said.
They showed that part, but they didn't show why I said it. They didn't show why I said it. And then that's how we transitioned to her asking me, since you bring up my mama, and that's how that question came, because it was a deflection from what I was sitting in. Like, I didn't deserve to become a liar because of a time discrepancy. Are we serious? So yeah.
Okay. And then it transitioned to she asked you a question. Well, what did you mean when you said my mama was pimping me out, right? She asked you that question. And it's a reasonable question.
It is.
But, yeah. What stopped you from answering that question?
There's a couple things that stopped me from answering that question, because I felt like she was trying to lead me down a rabbit hole that I wasn't. That it was like, I think she was trying to lead me down a rabbit hole to a conclusion that wasn't why I said it. And also, it was on the heels of just coming off the conversation that I just shared with y'all. And I'm like, this is going nowhere. So for me to even say that, it's going to get twisted and turned into something else. So let me just give the apologies that I've given, the apologies that I've said, and that I've said, on public platforms. Let me just give it to her since she's standing in front of me. And let's if she takes it, it is what it is. I didn't really feel like she would have, but I said it anyway.
Okay. And so what's your takeaway when you look at the totality of those conversations that you had with her, when you look at the conversation that you had at the first dinner, and then this conversation that you're having here, what do you take?
Let's bump it up where they're talking about the conversation where Stormy came for Mel. Let's go there. Back it up a little bit right here.
Just saying, hey, we're not going to go there. We're not going to, I'm asking you not to go after people's businesses, their livelihoods, to calm those people down.
Hold on,
who have been.
I know you're going into a serious topic. Go ahead. I'm sorry. I just saw something in the comments, but go ahead.
Yeah. So we're trying to Stormy is asking Mel, a question, what's stopping you from coming out and making a statement against it? And she's very clear that she does not expect Mel to be responsible for the results. Like, you're not responsible.
Everybody said, everybody at that table, and they did not show it, gave a specific moment where those fans have attacked our businesses and us personally. Everybody at the table, every last one of us, with the exception of the people that were on that side, because everybody was over there was either a friend of hers or Trish, who's new. Everybody. They showed, Stormy's heavy response. They showed Tisha saying a little thing. They didn't. I don't really think they showed Kimmy. They showed Nell saying how even with me, even at that table, and what they cut out was Shanita was like, she can't help that. And I said, and they cut this out. I said to Shanita, I said, I just heard you say to her, get these people out of my inbox. I will block them. Literally, right before that conversation started, I was sitting at the end of the table so I could hear that. And I'm like, you just said that to her. And so she was like, it was a joke. And I said, every joke has truth. And then I said, one of the people that was a self-proclaimed millimeter at the time came to my house. I had millimeters show up at my business, as every other woman on that side of the table who have been on the show for the last at least 3 years or more have had that experience. Every last one of us had a qualm.
Yeah. And while I don't think the overwhelming majority of people who identify as millimeters, most of them would never ever even consider going to somebody's business or what have you. So honestly, even addressing it, you're addressing an extremely small group of people, because I just don't see the overwhelming majority of people who would even say that they identify that way. I don't see them taking things that far. I really don't. So it's a small number of people that you'd actually be addressing. And I think too, that's why I ask us to really make sure we're careful what we're aligning with. Because while I would say that, I would say most people won't go to somebody's business. I think we got to be careful about what we cheer on to, what we support. Like, yeah, because people get that kind of courage to do things that. And so I think we got to be careful about what we cheer on, what we encourage. But Stormy was very succinct. She's like, I'm not asking you to take responsibility for their behavior. I'm just asking you to take responsibility for yours. Like the fact that you can say you don't approve of the behavior. And so, and that was met with no, I'm not doing that. So now we get to when.
Yes, Chrissy, to your question.
When to stop apologizing. if you are dealing with a person.
We ain't about to hear that shit. All right, so I'm gonna bump it forward to where Destiny says that her life was played out by other people's storyline. All right, let's get to that part. Let's get to that part. See, I made my little notes, child, so we ain't gotta hear all this bullshit. All right, we'll start it there.
My life being played out through their storyline.
Okay, so say a little bit more about that because we don't want that to sound ambiguous.
And back up
What would you?
Well,
I missed something. Hold on. Let's go back a little bit. All right, we'll start it there.
With the person where you stopped telling them what was happening with you.
Well, a couple reasons why, because I started seeing my life being played out through their storyline.
All right, so let me catch you guys up to what she's talking about. She's saying that she stopped talking to Mel and telling Mel stuff because she started seeing her life play out through Mel's storyline. So she's trying to say pretty much Mel was kind of living her life through her storyline. That's some bullshit. Why would Mel need to live her life through your storyline, Destiny? You didn't have a fucking storyline. You don't remember production saying that. You don't remember the scene a few seasons back where Kimmy was saying to you, Destiny, you don't share nothing. Production and nobody else have anything, for you. Even Carlos was telling you, you need to step it up or you ain't going to have a job. That's why they let you go, because you didn't have a fucking storyline. So now you're sitting here saying that you stopped telling Melody stuff because Melody started living your life through her storyline. What life did you have? Yes, y'all went through similar situations because Melody got divorced, you got divorced. But Melody already had her own storyline. You forget she was the star of the show. You're the reason why, she's the reason why you were even on the fucking show. Because you didn't meet her, and we just talked about this last night. Because Martell set all this bullshit up anyway. The show started in 2018. For those of you that watched my video last night, because I proved it. Melody says the show started 2018. She didn't meet Destiny until 2019. Martell introduced LeBaric to Melody. Well, Melody already knew LeBaric, but Destiny was introduced to Melody, and Martell already knew her. So my question is, y'all are in the same town. How is it that nobody even knew who you were, Destiny? How is it that Melody only met you in that moment at a Chamber of Commerce event, like Melody said, and I can play the shit again because I still got it. Destiny is a liar, okay? How is it, Martell, that you never introduced Destiny to Melody when Destiny's daddy dated Marlene? Why is it that Destiny was never at Mel and Martell's wedding? Why is it? But then you sit up and say that your life is being lived through Melody's storyline? You the only one that's been on this show that never had a storyline, love. This shit is crazy. And matter of fact, after we finish watching this, I'm going to play what Melody said when she met and how she met Destiny. But Martell already knew LeBaric because they were friends. And LeBaric was already with Destiny for a whole 5 years before they got married. So this is why Melody said that there was some sneaky shit going on. Because why were you hidden all this time, Destiny? Because Martell knew you. Because his drunk ass mama dated your crazy ass damn daddy. You even made a comment as to say that you and Martell were almost real brothers and sisters. Because of his mama dating your damn daddy. So Melody didn't need shit from you because her spot was already secure. Her storyline was already secure. You forget people were tuning in to see Mel and Martell's bullshit on TV. They didn't give a fuck about you. They weren't even happy to see you come back this season. In case you didn't know that. And the only reason you back this season is because of Sunni and Moses. That you knew prior and had a conversation and agreed with production and Carlos King that would be your storyline and that you would allow them to be there so you could get a check. So spare us this bullshit, sis, about everybody else living their life through your storyline. You ain't had one. You ain't talk about your life. Girl, bye.
Okay. So say a little bit more about that because we don't want that to sound ambiguous. What would you?
Well, the whole narrative that I didn't tell my my castmate about my divorce was, let me dangle it out there so people would think that this ain't my real friend. She didn't even tell me she about her divorce. There were, you know how long it takes to get a divorce. I was divorced a couple months after the hoax. And honestly and truthfully, initially I was like, man, I I actually found out online that she was divorced. I didn't get a call. I didn't get a message or no, I saw her say, I haven't been able to get out of bed. This is like death. And it was something that she posted. So I called her and I was like, get up. We're about to go to our favorite restaurant. And we went to the bar, we drank, had some cocktails. Melody ain't no big drinker, but we had some cocktails and we ate the normal plate we get, grits and whatever, and shared a steak. That's what we used to do. And so here I am about to be divorced, and she knows this. The day that I signed my papers, I hadn't even, like I've said this a million times, I hadn't even told my family. And I also wanted to make sure that I was the one to bring this news to this platform and not somebody else, because I had watched my life being played out by my castmate.
This is some bullshit.
So,
oh my God,
there was a lack of trust there, and you just kind of quietly set a boundary there, an intellectual boundary, like I'm not going to share that information. Now, if you are in a relationship where you think that things can get resolved, what I would encourage you to do is just to level with the person and say, hey, you know what? I noticed that when I share things with you, I'm seeing them being played out. These things are getting introduced before I can introduce it, before I feel comfortable introducing it. I think you would just go ahead and level with the person. But if you don't think it's going to go anywhere, boundaries, you can set a quiet boundary. You don't have to tell everybody the boundary. If you don't really think the person's going to respond to it, if you don't think that they're going to really empathize with you or even respect the boundary, you don't need to communicate it. You just set it. So you don't have to, especially in situations where there's a safety issue, you don't have to communicate the boundary. You just set it and you just quietly walk it out. So that's an intellectual boundary. An emotional boundary is when you don't open yourself up and show any vulnerability to the person, like share, because for what? Because what are they going to do with it? It's not like they're going to validate your experience. It's not like with them. Now, they might validate your experience with other people because we saw that happen, but they're not going to validate your experience with them. So why do it? Why even tell them what you're feeling? It's not going anywhere. Mm-hmm. So that's,
again, why would Melody need to live out your life when she was already living that shit in her own life? She was going through a divorce. She had 4 children by this nigga who had made a baby by somebody else. Her shit was public. That was her storyline. Melody put her own business out there at Kimmy and Maurice's wedding. Y'all don't remember that? On the boat where she and Martell was talking. She put it out there that he cheated. That wasn't even going to come out because they had already told the cast, don't speak on it. So Melody put it out there. So she ain't living your life. She went through her divorce first. So how is she living out your life? You didn't even tell her. Since you're talking about, I didn't know her business. You didn't need to know her business because she had already saw some things in you that she didn't trust. That's why she didn't tell you. Had y'all been in a better space, maybe she would have sat down and said, hey, Destiny, this is what I'm going through. Because she had already spilled business to you prior, Destiny, but you forgot while she was on the phone and crying to you about what Martell was doing to her. You hung up from her telling her, I got to go because Martell is clicking in. So she didn't trust you no more after that. Because you weren't being a friend and lending an ear to her in the moment that she needed you. So she wasn't about to double back and tell you about what she was going through in her damn divorce. Because you weren't being a good friend. So you kept your divorce from her because of why you were being divorced. Let's be clear. Like you said, you didn't tell your family. Anytime you tell somebody you're getting a divorce, the next question is, girl, what happened?
You didn't want to have to explain that there were several paternity tests that had to be taken because you could not keep your legs closed in your marriage. Because then you were running around, like you said at the reunion, that you and LB had breaks in your marriage. And I found out from my trusted source that that is a lie. LB was never okay with no fucking breaks, that there were never no breaks. You were taking the breaks unbeknownst to him. You were sending pictures of his son to Moses, the side nigga that you were seeing for 15 years. And when he found out these things, that is what made him be suspicious of what was going on with this child. That's why you were saying LB ain't helping me with this child. When Mel came to the house, do y'all remember that scene when Destiny was in the house and she said, LB is not helping me with the baby. I don't know what's going on. He's not bonding with the child. This is when he has suspicions. He didn't want to bond with his child because he was unsure of conversations that he saw on your phone, Destiny. I'm trying not to tell some stuff that I don't want to tell yet. Okay. I'm trying not to tell some stuff that I don't want to tell just yet. But there were some conversations in your cell phone. Y'all ain't heard this yet. You're going to hear it right now. That he saw in your phone that was inappropriate, that made him suspicious about that baby. And when you went to take that baby for a walk in the stroller, a process server walked up to you and handed you divorce papers, served you. He knew it was coming. You know, he was in the house when you got served, Destiny. LeBerick was in the house, the same house you and him was living in, the one that he tried to get you out of, that you were squatting in. He had you served, and he was in the house looking out the window when your ass got served. He already knew the shit was coming. You just didn't know. Miss, you were on a break. You was on a mental break, but you weren't on no break to where you could go sleep with who you wanted to and he sleep with who he wanted to. That man cried at his wedding because he was happy to be your husband and build with you, but the whole time you were still entertaining Moses and other men. So let's not do that about somebody living your life. Melody would never want to live that life. Let me go ahead and blow you out, because I can say some other stuff that I ain't gonna say just yet. I'm gonna save that for another live, because I know your situation, baby. I know LeBerick's mama never liked you. LeBerick's mama never wanted him to marry you, but she stepped back and let that shit happen because she saw how happy he was. And I know I ain't telling no lie. Come on my platform and watch me spray it all, because I know a whole lot of stuff that I ain't said yet. And I got receipts to back it up. Play with me. That ain't no threat in any type of way. But I'm saying I'm so tired of Destiny and her damn lies. I'm so tired of her and her damn lies. Okay? And you try to pull the Martell with taking your child to the doctor and all this mess to try to say that LB did some shit to that child, to try to get back at him, and that shit backfired on you because you didn't get the sympathy you were looking for. It's the games that you like to play and then play victim, and then you want to throw other people under the bus when it's you. And this bitch sitting on the therapy session with you, she need to be evaluated as well. With that Sealy braid going down the side of her damn head and them fake ass, that weave shit in the back of her head, she need to be evaluated as well, because she's sitting up here playing in your damn face, further making you look off and unbalanced. This ain't no fucking therapy session. Y'all already just said you talked off screen about all of this. She's asking you questions that y'all already talked about for a fucking moment. She's helping you have another moment. Talking about somebody living your life. You don't have a fucking life. You ain't got no money. You ain't got no life. You ain't got no couth. And you wouldn't have a fucking job if it weren't about the same person that you stay your ass up here talking about, Sunni and damn Moses. The same nigga you ain't seen in a whole year and or talked to in a whole year, but you on TV crying about him. When he already said in an interview, he stopped fooling with you. And then it was understood when he met you that you were going to be a side piece of ass,
because he already had a full-time girlfriend that he was seeing, but you told him you did not care because you wanted to peen that bad. So you were happy to be a sneaky link for 15 years off and on. And let's not forget the fact that he was married to 2 women during that time. But somebody living your life? No, you wanted that life, but you never measured up to that. So that's why you can't let it go, because you're in disbelief that this nigga chose up over you. That's what it is. We're going to keep it 1,000 this morning. I ain't playing with her. I'm not playing with her. All right. Miss, your life was played out. Was that it? Was that it? Let's move a little forward, child. And play one more little bit, then we're going to get up off her. Because, child, you ain't about to have me here hollering like this morning. No, ma'am. No, ma'am. All right, we're going to play this last little bit, then we're going to get off. Yeah, bye. And she got all that. Girl, bye. Oh, hold on, guys. Hold on. Am I still sharing? Hold on. Hold on, guys. I swear I must have clicked something.
Been an addict forever. She said once you get that first high, you were always looking for it.
Yeah, and so that's.
Yeah, I want y'all to hear that piece.
What I saw, I know what I.
Can y'all hear? All right. No, guys, something happened on my end. It's not y'all. It's something happening on my end. All right. So let's play it. Let's play it back. All right. So this is where Destiny's going to mention something that her mother told her. Y'all know that she talked about her mother being an addict, you guys. Destiny talked about her mother being an addict. So now she's going to mention her mother in this particular topic right here. Okay. And then we're going to get off this. All right. Let's continue.
I heard. They are not interested. If you're dealing with a person who does not care about your feelings, they have no investment in hearing them anyway. And at some point, they'll just blatantly tell you that. It doesn't start off like that. And the thing that you need to be careful of is our minds will want to go back to the person that we were introduced to. Our minds are you'll be constantly trying to find, well, who is the person?
Like a drug. It's like drugs. Like the experience that my mom said to me, who's been an addict forever. She said, once you get that first high, you are always looking for it.
Yeah. And so that's why
when you're love bombed by a narcissist, it's like a drug.
It is. So even I want you to pay attention to
why you don't understand that in Mel and Martell's situation, because he's a full narcissist. You don't call him a narcissist on national television. He love bomb Mel. He love bomb Mel like you love bomb LB. But you don't see that because you don't take accountability, Destiny. That's the problem everybody has with Destiny, is that you take no accountability for your bullshit, sis. then you sit up here in these fake ass therapy sessions and you can see everybody else but yourself. That's the problem we have with you. Thank you for finally talking about your mama, because everybody been asking where your mama at. That's the reason why you are that way and you have so much hate towards women, because your mother was not there for you. The reason why Martell acts the way that he do towards women is because his drunk ass mama was not there for him. She was not there emotionally. Your mother was not there emotionally. So you run around looking for emotional support from women. That's why you can't leave Mel alone, because you were used to her emotional support. Melody, as you guys can see, let me tell y'all something that I peed about Melody. Melody is very nurturing. She has a very nurturing spirit. Have y'all noticed that? Like a mother. She is a mother. But everybody that she encounters, Melody has this nurturing spirit about her, okay? She's very warm. She's very inviting, okay? Which people feel like they can come in and take advantage of her. But she does have a hard side where she'll clap back and let your ass know, all right, bitch, she got that in her. But when you meet her, she's very warm and inviting. Her voice is very mellow. She's very, y'all get where I'm coming from. So Destiny saw that and took advantage of that and saw some things in Melody that she mirrored, that she wanted to be. And she immediately attached herself onto that and began to suck the emotional support out of her, because that is something she lacked. She tried to get that from her father. But if you guys notice, when it comes to parenting, a mother can give you certain things that a father cannot. Now she said her father raised her and she grew up in the system, like foster care and all of that. So she was bounced around a lot. So every time she got comfortable here, she had to be uncomfortable and snatched away and put here. Y'all know how it is with being in foster parenting. When you're in foster parent, when you're in the system, you get comfortable here. You're like, oh God, finally. And as soon as you get comfortable here, they're moving you from here to here to here. So you really never had a stable environment. Being with LB was a very stable environment for you. You had a lifestyle that you never ever had in your life. You were driving Mercedes, living in a $500,000 home. You were good. And the reason you fucked it up because you've never had that before. Same thing Martell did. Being with Melody, you were in a comfortable environment. Martell grew up in the hood, barely had food, barely had lights. He said to himself he had to go cut people's grass just to have, proper shoes, because he was getting picked at school for his attire. So to be with Melody, which is why he won't leave her alone, he misses that lifestyle. Why you keep dragging LeBaric? Because you missed the lifestyle he provided, because you never had a stable environment until you met him. Martell said it in the interview I played for you guys last night. Melody pretty much gave, I owe her everything. Did y'all not hear him at the end of the interview that I played for you guys last night? I owe her everything. If it wasn't for Melody, she changed my life. Everything that I have is because of her. Period. Thank you for finally acknowledging that. And the reason why he won't stop fucking with her is because he missed that life. The reason why you won't leave Melody alone, Destiny, is because she gave you certain things. She was giving you money to pay bills. She was listening to your bullshit. And every time she came around, like Miss Van said, we are tired of your moments, Destiny. Every time we come around, it's something going on with you. Even Miss Van picked it up. It's always something with Destiny. You are emotionally draining as a friend because your mother did not give you that emotional support growing up. And everybody else that you meet, you make them be held accountable for what your mama didn't give you. She chose to be on drugs versus being there emotionally for you. You are draining. Even to the people who watch you on TV, you are draining because everybody is forced to give you emotional support. Stormy is going through it now. Tisha is going through it now, and she's draining and looks for emotional support as well from her own damn family. Toxicity breeds toxicity. That's why y'all hang together. So you, Tisha, Stormy, Martell, all y'all, and now you're hanging with Ariane, emotional support missing. That's why y'all get along so well. All right. But we're going to stop it here. And I want to spin the block back on that clip that I showed you guys with Mel. All right. I want to spin the block back on that when she talked about how she met Destiny. I want to play that again. I want to play that one more time for those of you that missed it. And I kept saying, thank you so much, Linda Cavey, okay? Okay. Mothers are nurturers. Okay, period. Mothers are nurturers. All right, let me find that clip again where Mel says how she met Destiny. Okay. Because this opened my eyes. I really thought about that. I said, oh my God, it's weird that Destiny's whole daddy dated Marlene and knew Martell since, you said you went to school with him since grade school, and Mel and Martell dated for years and years. Back in 2007, Mel said. She met Martell in 2007. She didn't meet Destiny until 2019. That's a long gap. And y'all stay right there in the same city, and you mean to tell me y'all never crossed paths, y'all never ran into each other, Martell never introduced you or brought her up? Mel said she never heard of her name. She never knew nothing about Destiny until the Chamber of Commerce in 2019. Let's get into it. I ain't got no reason to lie.
Knows more than you. I know it's weird, as if she was in my marriage and she wasn't. I literally met Destiny. I met Destiny in 2000 because we started filming in 18. So I maybe met her maybe 19. I left Martell in 2020. So maybe end of 18. It was after we had been filming is when I met her. And I met her. I was introduced to her and met her because, no, not a magazine event. We were not filming. This was at a Chamber of Commerce event right here in Huntsville. Was not anything that was filmed. LeBerick was catering the food. I'd never heard of Destiny before. Never heard of her before. Never met her, never knew of her, never heard her name. We went to the Chamber of Commerce event. LeBerick was there, and he was catering. It was like a bunch, honestly, it was a bunch of different like people in the city of Huntsville who are chefs who do food, and they all had like, what is that event called? They all have their table set up, and you just walk around like grabbing food, trying food. And so LB was there. We was like, oh, what's up, LB? Hey, I don't even know if we knew he was going to be there. So I was involved heavily with the chamber. So I used to go to stuff all the time. I was on the Chamber Board of Commerce at one time, the Chamber of Commerce Board of Directors at one time, matter of fact. So anyway, we were there. What you doing? What's up? You know? And so he introduced LeBerick. Let me be clear. LeBerick introduced me to Destiny. There was not a, yeah, this my brother, Martell, you know, from another mother, and oh, this my homie right here. It was not that at all, y'all. Like, it was an introduction. I'd never seen her. So I've been with Martell at that time since 2007. This had to be 18, 19. Never heard her name before. Weird. Never, ever, ever heard her name before. Yeah, so LeBerick, it was a Chamber of Commerce event. LeBerick introduced. I met her. Oh, okay. Hey, nice to meet you, whatever. And after that, they started coming around more. You know, they got engaged. And so they were coming. We was doing stuff together, hanging out more, because Martell and LB were already good friends. And that's just how it ended up happening. You know how when you have have couples, y'all start hanging out a little bit here and there, barbecuing and stuff like that. But I didn't know her before then whatsoever. So she's not been around me. She was only around me for about a year, year and a half. Yeah. A year and a half, maybe. Maybe a year and a half, maybe right at 2. Maybe right at 2. But it wasn't long, I can tell you that. Like, this was not a childhood friend of mine. This wasn't somebody I was around for 5-10 years. And so, yeah, just saying. Oh, Sean, Blueberry Bite.
So there you go. There you go. Mel said she didn't know her. And then if you guys heard on the show, Mel said she hadn't talked to Destiny in about 2-3 years now. She haven't seen and or talked to Destiny in almost 2-3 years. So they really did not have a long encounter. But to hear Destiny tell a child, she and Mel, you would have thought she and Mel been friends for 20 years. But I said it the other day. It was so convenient that Martell introduced Destiny to Mel right when the show done got up and going good. The show started 2018, 2019. She's being introduced to Mel. Like, you trying to help slide her on. And the next thing you know, here come Destiny and LeBerick on this damn show. And very shortly after that, there went Destiny and her damn divorce. I just find that to be very suspicious. I'm sorry. But Mel made it known. She didn't know Destiny. She didn't know shit about Destiny. And y'all in the same city. And Martell ain't mentioned Destiny. Martell ain't mentioned Destiny until that event. I find that weird. But that's our show for the day, guys. I hope y'all enjoyed. All right. Please don't forget to hit the like button to support the channel. Please share the video and also subscribe to the channel so that you guys can be privy to more information and or videos that we put up when we put them up. All right. Yes, so let's get on out of here. But let me thank my people first, honey. Thank you to my mods, Bill Wilson, KBR, Tyra, Linda Gamble, Scorpion Miss, thank you guys for modding for me. All right. And also thank you to the content creators. I saw Tea Talk with your girl. Thanks for being here. True TV Podcast, Purple Unicorn, Aries Girl Podcast, Dear Retalk Show. Thank you, Messy Holt ATL, Boss Lady Brand, Girlfriend Chronicles, Chronicles of Kim K, and Love Seeing Her. Thank you all for being here and supporting the channel. I see you, Purple Unicorn. Yes, thank you for being here. Thank you, Mellow Man. I see you down there. Out here, that's our date man. Mellow Mellow Man said he was on his damn date. I hope it went well. All right. Let me find out you about to wife somebody up out here now. All right, let's get on out of here though. Thank y'all. If you enjoyed the show, don't forget to like the video, okay? Thank you, and let's get y'all music, honey, so y'all can get out of here. Because y'all know I love y'all, all right? I love y'all real bad over here. Bye.